Yu-Gi-Oh! News, or whatever I'm going to call this series. If you have any suggestions, please tell me. For now, it's just going to be Yu-Gi-Oh! News. Welcome guys, this is Alka193 for a new segment on my channel, which is Yu-Gi-Oh! News, where I'll bring you news updates from any new sets, cards, and things that come out in the Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG, OCG, or whatever else you want me to talk about. So if you have any suggestions for what you want me to talk about, tell me. Anyway, in this video we are going to focus on the Lord of the Tachyongalaxy pack and the cards that have been revealed so far to be released in the OCG. For a long time we have known that number 107, Galaxy's Tachyon Dragon, would be released in this pack and would be the main card. But I believe it was somewhere last week, and by the way, it's the 21st of December today, aka Apocalypse Day. Until somewhere last week, no other cards had been revealed, or until like 1.5 weeks ago, something like that. And obviously there's going to be the newer card from the anime, so the cards Alit uses, the Burning Knuckler archetype, will have the first few cards of that. We'll have some dragons that Mizel used. I guess some of Gylag's hand cards, probably. And if we're just going to look back a moment, well, I'm gonna do that. Lord of the Tachyongalaxy. We were just there. Cosmo Blazer. Cosmo Blazer introduced the Fire Formation and Haze archetype, which are both fire archetypes, and then had the Pyro Lord, something like that. I can't even remember its name. Like Pyro Rex, the Elemental Lord, which requires 5 fire in the grave, and then you can special summon it. Because that Lord is kind of a group of cards already, and I really only noticed that after Cosmo Blazer came out, like a month after it did, that since Return of the Duelist, we've had one of those Lords, starting with Grand Soil for Earth, including at least one new archetype of that same attribute. Return of the Duelist had Medolce, and then Grand Soil. Abyss Rising had water, so Moulin Glacier, and the new ones introduced were Mermail and pretty sure that the forget the name, Atlantean. There were quite a few Atlanteans in here as well, I believe, or was that in the previous one? Well, anyway, it was the Mermails, at least. And that came with Moulin Glacier. Cosmo Blazer came with Pyro Rex and Haze Beast and Fire Formation. And now Lord of Tachyongalaxy, you can probably guess it, the Wind version of those Lords. And then the Wind archetype. The Wind Lord hasn't been revealed yet, but the Wind archetype has. Or at least one of them. There might even be more. So let's go into the cards that have been revealed so far, starting off with Radius, the Half-Moon Dragon, which is one of the cards Mizel used in the anime to summon Tachyon Dragon. If your opponent controls a face-up Xyz monster, you can special summon this card from your hand, but its level becomes 8. So that's pretty much the anime effect, only it says level becomes 8 instead of level is doubled. This could definitely be helpful in getting rank 8 outs quickly, like Tachyon Dragon, Neo Galaxy Eyes. This will probably could work in a Neo Galaxy Eyes deck. More of that kind of stuff. But the opponent doesn't need an Xyz monster on the field to work, so that might not always work against certain decks. The opponent really needs an Xyz monster, but if they have this, could definitely work out well. Next up, we have Parsec, the Instellar Dragon, the other dragon used to summon Tachyon. It's a level 8 with only 800 attack and 800 defense, but if you control a level 8 monster, you can normal summon it without tributing. So, as you can probably expect if you haven't seen the episode yet, spoilers for the next 15 seconds by the way, well, I've kind of already been spoiling in the last minute, whatever. Mizel uses the effect of the previous dragon I showed to special summon it. It becomes level 8 due to its effect, so Parsec can then be normal summoned. and those two combined can make an easy rank 8 Xyz, which requires only 2 materials. That's all that Mizel used so far. Now we have quite a few Burning Knuckler cards, which are the archetype that Alit uses in the anime. A few of these have been used in the anime already. The others probably will be used in future episodes when he duels again. First off is Burning Knuckler Headgear, which can be, when it's normal summoned, you can send one Burning Knuckler monster from your deck to the graveyard. Once per turn, this face-up attack position card cannot be destroyed by battle. But it only has 1,000 attack, so you do take the damage would the effect ever take place. But when it's normal summon, you can send a Burning Knuckler monster from deck to grave. I believe there's quite a few cards that either activate in grave or activate when there are Burning Knucklers in grave, or special summon them from grave. I'm not really sure. I haven't really paid too much attention to that because, well, I haven't really been playing with them. As the next Burning Knuckler Glassjaw, 2,000 attack, so it's like power monster, but then probably there's a negative effect. So now what would that be? When this card is targeted for an attack, destroy this card. Targeting happens during battle step, so just like Utopia without materials, a replay occurs would this happen. When this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, including itself, you can target one Burning Knuckler monster in your graveyard except Burning Knuckler Glassjaw and add it to your hand. So that way you can put any other Burning Knuckler that you might have already sent there or might have been destroyed or discarded already, you can put it back. Next one, Burning Knuckler Spar, which looks kind of funny. He's probably like the one that you practice boxing against with those things on his arms. If you control a Burning Knuckler monster, you can special summon this card from your hand, but you cannot conduct your battle phase this turn. So no battle phase, but it does help you get an Xyz monster out. And we'll get to that Xyz monster in a second. I would have preferred my computer was a little quicker, but yeah, like in two and a half weeks we will have quicker internet, like 8 times quicker, so that should be good. Next Burning Knuckler is Switch Hitter. When this card is normal summoned, you can target one Burning Knuckler monster in your graveyard, special summon it, but you cannot special summon other monsters than Burning Knuckler monsters during this turn. So this is already what I was just talking about. A card that special summons Burning Knucklers from the graveyard. Getting those quick rank 4 Xyz monsters out. That seems what they're planning to do here. Getting those out. Because their main Xyz monster is a rank 4 after all. Burning Knuckler Counterblow, which is actually a level 3. During the damage step, when a Burning Knuckler monster you control battles, you can banish this card from your hand or graveyard. That monster gains 1,000 attack until the end phase. You can only use the effect of Burning Knuckler Counterblow once per turn. Okay. So this is like the honest Kalute gem merchant kind of card for Burning Knucklers. This one's not supposed to be summoned. And this card can be banished from hand, but also from the graveyard. So this, you might want to choose to put this one in the graveyard, but if it's in your hand, you can just keep it there. So the opponent will definitely have to watch out for Burning Knuckler Counterblow when you decide to use it. Now for the Wind archetype, we have Phantom Beast Plane. I believe the Xyz monster of that was shown first. But yeah, there's just planes and jets and all kind of that, and they're made into monsters, which I didn't expect, but I quite like them. And what I also like, which I kind of wanted, I didn't necessarily predict it, but more cards that make use of tokens, because there are barely any cards in the meta or in the high tiers that make use of tokens, except for Dandelion. It's like the only card you see that uses tokens, like in the higher tiers, I believe. But Phantom Beastplane archetype actually makes use of tokens, summons a lot of tokens, tributes those tokens, destroys those tokens for effects. And Mega Raptor is one of them. And I'm not going to go through all of the effects. I did so with the Burning Knucklers, but like especially when like the full set has been released, I'm not going to go through every effect individually. But they summon tokens, and by tributing tokens, you can special summon a card from your hand or from your decks, things like that. And there's also some cards, or even all cards, I cannot remember exactly, Phantom Beast playing cards that increase their level equal to the level of the tokens on the field. Let's see. This card's level is increased by the total levels of all Phantom Beast Plane tokens you control. And the Phantom Beast Plane tokens are level 3. And the Phantom Beast Plane monsters are usually level 3 and 4. So with the tokens on the field, you can get quite easily out rank 3s, rank 4s, rank 6, rank 7s, and 9s and 10s. Just depends on the amount of tokens you have, and then so you can put quite a lot of different Xyz monsters in there. Like Dyson Sphere is one that comes to mind right now, because that's one of the only rank 9s we have, if not the only one. Although we have that Chaos Xyz one. Yeah. Let's see. Phantom Beast Plane Black Falcon. I quite like the design of this one. Like a birdie and a plane in one. During either player's turn, you contribute 1 token you control to target 1 monster your opponent controls, changes defense position. So yeah, most of them, like pretty much all Phantom Beast Planes, are able to summon a token, either when they're summoned, or when they declare an attack, or when they're destroyed, they summon tokens. And then pretty much all of them have the continuous effect that increases their level equal to the level of all of the tokens on the field. Race Stealth, I also quite like this one. Reminds me of one of the units in Empires and Allies, a Facebook game by Zynga. I've been playing that game for like just over a year, I believe, but I quit it afterwards because I didn't really have that much fun anymore. But yeah, cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects while you control the token. Once per turn, you contribute 1 token to target a spell or trap on the field and destroy it. And this is a really good defensive card because it has 2100 defense and it's level 3, so this is probably one of the ones that you want to stall and then get some rank 3s, 6, or 9s out. Then you have Hamstrato, which makes me think of a hamster for some reason, but it's just a really big plane. And then it's only level 3 with 1100, 1600. Like, eh. But this card lets you tribute a token to target a Phantom Beast Plane in the grave and special summon it. Yes, that effect can only be used once per turn, but still, you can special summon a Phantom Beast Plane to get that Xyz out that you want. Alright, then there's a couple of cards that haven't been revealed yet. Then we have Void Knight, which is also something I forgot to mention at the start, because besides the archetype of the different attributes and the lore, there's also been a knight coming with it, or yeah, and it's when they're they all have 1400 attack and 1200 defense and are warrior level 4, and they're just of a different attribute, obviously. And there's always some kind of activation requirement, which usually is somewhat related to the like archetype that they're from, or at least some features of attributes that they're related to. Like Void Knight is wind, and its activation requirement is when a monster is returned from the field to the hand or deck. And that reminds me of the Mist Valley archetype, which is one of the wind archetypes that we have in the current game. And there's different activation requirements for all of these knights. Now, the activation requirements are different, but when you meet them, you can then send 1 monster of the appropriate attribute from your deck to your graveyard, and the effects can usually only be used once per turn. And this is Void Knight for you. Now we have number 107, Galaxy's Tachyon Dragon, which will have an ultimate rare, an ultra rare, and a holographic rare in Lord of the Tachyon Galaxy. And I quite like its design. Yeah, I'm liking it. Number 107. 2 level 8 monsters. Once per battle phase, at the start of the battle phase, or no, of your battle phase, so it's only your own, you can detach 1 Xyz material from this card. Negate the effects of all other face-up monsters on the field, and their attack and defense become their original attack and defense. So any attack boosts go down, but any attack drops, they go. That means the attack goes up again. During your battle phase, if this effect was used this turn, and your opponent activates a card effect, this card gains 1000 attack until the end of the battle phase, and it can attack twice during each battle phase this turn. So let's say the opponent uses like Mirror Force, but you stop it with Dark Bribe. Then, and if you use this first effect at the start of your battle phase, then you can just keep the attack going because you negated Mirror Force after all, and then attack a second time with a big monster, which is 3000 attack. I'm really gonna have to see what kind of decks use this and how useful it'll really be, because I'm not really sure. I haven't really been able to think of good situations it can be good in, but you guys can probably think of quite a lot of things, and we'll see it once it's released on DN, how many people use it and how useful it is. Alright, then we have the first Chaos Xyz monster, but first the regular version of it, I guess. Fairy Cheer Girl, a rank 4 Xyz that is used by Kotori, or Tori in the Zale anime. 2 level 4 fairies, so it's not a generic one. You can attach 1 Xyz material from this card and draw 1 card, and you can only use that effect once per turn. So, detach, and you can get an extra card in your hand, which is nice, but only 1900 attack and 2 level 4, and you need fairies? 2 level 4 is easy, but fairies a little less. So, yeah, I don't see this used very often. Partially because there's not that many decks with fairies, and if there are decks with fairies, they're usually not level 4. But there are ways to get around that. But anyway, would you summon Fairy Cheer Girl? Then there is this card, Chaos Xyz Dark Fairy Cheer Girl. When this card is 3 level 5 monsters if you want to summon it the normal way, but there is another way to summon it, which I'll get to in a second. When this card, so Chaos Xyz Dark Fairy Cheer Girl, is sent from the field to the graveyard, draw 1 card. Also, if Fairy Cheer Girl is attached to this card as an Xyz material, this card gains this effect. When this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can attach 1 Xyz material from this card, inflict 400 damage to your opponent for each card in your hand. So, Fairy Cheer Girl lets you draw a card, which adds more cards to your hand, meaning that once you get this effect off, you inflict more damage. And also you have more cards in your hand to stop your opponents, make bigger plays, that kind of stuff. And when it's sent from the field to grave, you also draw a card, so that is very nice. But how do you summon it with an Xyz monster as an Xyz material? Because there's no Chaos Xyz change effect on this, like on Gaia Dragoon the Thunder Charge, or Utopia Ray, or Messier 7. Well, we'll get to that in a second. Thank you. Ooh, here we have some Xyz monsters. Well, here is the Burning Knuckler Xyz monster that was used in the anime, which is Burning Knuckler, Restrained Barbaric Soldier Lead Blow. Very likely the English name will be different and probably a little shorter, but this is the translated name from Japanese. It's rank 4 Xyz, Warrior Fire, 2200 attack, 2000 defense, so pretty good. It requires 2 level 4 Burning Knucklers. And if a Burning Knuckler monster you control would be destroyed by battle or by a card effect, so that's this Xyz monster or any of the others you have, you can detach 1 Xyz material from this card instead, so that card is then not destroyed. When an Xyz material is detached from this card, it triggers and gains 800 attack. So you can pretty much get this guy to 3800 attack if you just use this effect twice. Now I am wondering one thing, and correct me if I'm wrong, but let's say one of the other Burning Knucklers will be destroyed by battle. That is in the damage step. It's the first part of the effect is continuous, so you can use that and detach a card, detach an Xyz material from this guy to save that Burning Knuckler. But the other card is a trigger. And trigger effects usually can't activate in the damage step, but I'm going to guess that since destroyed by battle is part of the first effect, that it will be ruled by Konami that this trigger effect will be usable in the damage step, so that the destroyed by battle will help more with also increasing the attack. I think that'll be the case. Seems logical to me. It's happened with other cards that work in some kind of the same way as well. Here we have number 105, Burning Knuckler, Meteoric Cestus or Kestus or whatever. Not used already. It's not been used in the anime just yet, but it will very likely be used soon when Elliot duels again. 3 level 4 monsters. Doesn't necessarily need Burning Knucklers, but it has a Burning Knuckler effect, so you might probably want to use those. During either player's battle step, when a Burning Knuckler monster you control battles an opponent's monster, you can attach 1 Xyz material from this card, negate the effects of your opponent's monster until the end of this turn. Also, your monster cannot be destroyed by this battle, and your opponent takes any battle damage you would have taken from this battle instead. And there's 2500 attack, which is also pretty good. I'm sure whether you like it or not if you're going to use it. Also, I've been thinking, this video is already quite long. I don't know how long. I don't have a timer right now. But next time, because this is my first Yu-Gi-Oh! News, I thought, I'm just going to go over everything. But now that I'm thinking about it, when I go over all of the cards that have been revealed so far, I should just show you and say what's its level and one main thing about the card, and then quickly go to the next, because this is going too long for how I feel about it. And then I'll focus on all of the cards from the different archetypes of Burning Knuckler, Phantom Beastplane, and everything separately, because this is just taking too long, in my opinion. That's how I feel. If you like it this way, please tell me. If you don't, please tell me. Just give me suggestions and feedback so I can improve the Yu-Gi-Oh! News for later. Alright, here's the Xyz monster from the Phantom Beastplane. Drago Sack. In other words, you're going to sack a lot of things. Lock sacks. 2 level 7s. Once per turn, you can attach 1 Xyz material from this card, special summon 2 Phantom Beastplane special summon 2 tokens. This card cannot be destroyed by battle or by card effect while you control a token. This card doesn't specify a Phantom Beastplane token, just any token. So it could also be from Scapegoat or Dandelion if you wish. Once per turn, you contribute 1 Phantom Beastplane token monster, so that can be a token or a regular monster, to target 1 card on the field and destroy it, but this card cannot attack this turn. I'm interested to see how this will work out. I'm interested to seeing the tokens being used. Right. Then, something people have been wanting. When we're thinking, next pack, next set, there are going to be new wind monsters. Usually it's a new archetype, but also some support for older archetypes and monsters of that same attribute. So we were thinking, why not give the Harpies a boost? Harpy Lady. And guess what we got? Harpy support. With an Xyz monster, Harpy's Pet Mirage Dragon. Like a little Harpy's Pet Dragon. Requires 2 level 4 winged beast type monsters, 2000 attack, 2500 defense. So the attack and defense are equal to Harpy's Pet Dragon. This card's effects can only be applied and resolved while it has Xyz material. This card can attack your opponent directly, so yes, direct attacks. Your opponent cannot target Harpy monsters you control for an attack or a card effect. I'm gonna guess except for this card and Harpy. Well, obviously Harpy's brother, because Harpy's brother is not part of the Harpy's archetype due to its Japanese name, but I'm gonna guess this one as well. Well, it doesn't say so, but I can't really read this little text of Japanese, so we'll see. And just like Tyras, during each of your end phases, you do detach an Xyz material so that you can't continuously be using the effect. Then we have the main card for Yu-Gi-Oh! Zale's second in the anime, Rank Up Magic Variance Force. And just look at the Japanese card, Rum. Yes. Now we know why they all went evil. It's all because of rum. Yeah, rum. Never actually had any. Anyway, what Rank Up Magic Variance Force is, you take 1 Xyz monster you control. And now we go back to Fairy Cheer Girl. Remember that one. Xyz summon 1 number C, so Chaos number, or Chaos Xyz monster with the same type, and 1 rank higher than that target, using the target as the Xyz material. And Xyz materials attached to that monster become Xyz materials on the new Xyz monster. That's also part of what a Chaos Xyz is about. Then, take 1 Xyz material from an Xyz monster the opponent controls and attach it to the monster Xyz summoned by this effect. So with rank of magic Variance Force, you can get Dark Fairy Cheer Girl out. By using Fairy Cheer Girl as the material, get an extra effect on Dark Fairy Cheer Girl, and if the opponent has an Xyz monster, you can even take one of their Xyz materials, so they can use an effect, and add it to yours so you can use your effect once more. And I'm liking it. But I'm really wondering how this card will be used on Dueling Network and anywhere else once it's been released. I'm looking forward to just like the Seal of Orichalcos, all those evil, like main evil cards. We have like a few more cards. We have Scramble, which is a Phantom Beastplane card. Yes. If your opponent controls oh yeah, you contribute Phantom Beastplane tokens to special summon Phantom Beastplanes from your deck up to the numbers of tokens distributed. But only works when the opponent controls more monsters than you. And here we have... Oops, I missed 2 traps. I believe they're also part of the Phantom Beastplane archetype. Yes, Aerial Charge. Once per turn, you can special summon 1 Phantom Beastplane token. During each player's end phase, destroy this card unless you tribute 1 Phantom Beastplane monster. So, get you tokens, but you do need to keep tributing it. Well, those monsters. Here, a possibly purposely made reference to Star Fox 64, Barrel Roll. Probably not a reference, but some people that from Konami should know that reference. When a spell, trap, or monster effect is activated, tribute all of your Phantom Beastplane tokens, negate the activation, and destroy it. So, any monster. So, if you have 1 token, you tribute 1. If you have 4 tokens, you have to tribute all 4. You can't choose go with just 1. Which is partially unfortunate. Now here we have some more Harpy support, because it's not going to just stay with just the dragon. Harpy Channeler. You can discard 1 Harpy card, except Harpy's brother, special summon 1 Harpy from your deck, except Harpy Channeler. So this card, or Harpy's brother, once again, because Harpy's brother is not part of the Harpy archetype. You can only use this effect of Harpy Channeler once per turn. If you control a dragon-type monster, so Harpy Sped Dragon for example, this card's level becomes 7. This card's name is treated as Harpy Lady while it is on the field or in the graveyard. And we were all, on Dueling Network, very thankful for that final line. That it's treated as Harpy Lady only on the field or in the graveyard, just like Harpy Queen. Because Harpy Lady 1, 2, 3 are all treated as Harpy Lady all the time. So you can't use Harpy Lady 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then the normal Harpy Ladies. You can't. Because they're all treated as Harpy Lady also in the deck, and you can only have up to 3 cards of the same, well, up to 3 copies of the same card. So this way, you can have Harpy Lady 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 2, or 1, 1, 1, whatever you want. 3 Harpy Queens, 3 Harpy Channelers, for example. Up to you how to do that. Now, with Channeler being able to become 7, I expect another rank 7 Xyz from the Harpies, but we'll see that happen later. Otherwise, you're just going to summon Big Eye, stuff like that. This is Little Fairy, which is the card used in the anime to summon Fairy Cheer Girl. Up to twice per turn, you can send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard. Increase this card's level by 1. So, you can make it level 5, but you do need to send a card from your hand to the graveyard to increase that level, which is minus. And 1, it's a cost to send, so no dark roll effects. What you think about that? And it's send from hand to graveyard and not discard. Another reason, well, for which the Dark Worlds will not activate. So do not use Little Fairy in Dark Worlds. There are 2 reasons for which that will not work. And there's probably more to think of as well, but it will not work. Final card is Hysteric Sign, another card for the Harpies. When this card is activated, add 1 Elegant Egotist from your deck or graveyard to your hand. During the end phase, if this card was destroyed this turn, add 3 Harpies with different names from your deck to your hand, except Harpy's brother. You can only activate the effect of Hysteric Sign once per turn. So that way you can get Elegant Egotist, get your Harpy Lady Sisters out, or another Harpy. And would it be destroyed by anything, 3 different Harpies, so let's say Harpy Lady 1, Harpy's Queen, Harpy's Channeler, because those have their normal names in the deck, just on the field and engraved, they are all treated as Harpy Lady. So, this is everything that's been revealed in Lord of the Tachyon so far. Sorry that the video is long, I explained it earlier on in this video. I'm going to definitely make this shorter, because this has been going on for a lot longer than I originally anticipated. But this is Lord of the Tachyon the cards that have been revealed so far. I'm looking forward to seeing how they are used, and well, please give me suggestions. How would you say I should improve the Yu-Gi news segments? Definitely shorter. Just going over all the cards, I'm just going to show them all, and possibly pick out a few, like 3 or 4, to read their effects out, and then focus on the archetypes and cards that were related with each other in a separate video. I'll definitely be doing that. If you have any more suggestions, please tell me, and I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.